All right, so what star are we going to put with the Turbo 400 and the LT1 Camaro? I got the transmission down in there. I was doing just some rough measurements on the drive shaft. That's the stock drive shaft. It's got an upgraded U-joint back here, but that's still the stock U-joint up there. And I guess the Turbo 400 transmission is, the short tail one is about 2 inches shorter than a 4L60E. Don't quote me on that. But when I put the 8.8 rear end in the Camaro, this drive shaft was actually a little too long. It was pretty much bottomed out. The output shaft was pretty much close to bottomed out, a little closer than one would want. So doing some rough measurement on the car, I've come to the conclusion that this drive shaft is about 1 inch too short than what I would like it. So I'm going to do that strange chromoly drive shaft with the bigger U-joints and the yoke, the good yoke, the one that's like 150, and that's probably going to be about $450, $500 altogether. But at least then I'll have a drive shaft that I know will handle some power, even though the stock one has done me good. It's done me good cutting 1.460s on the nitrous. But anyway, this is the stall converter we took out of Christopher's Trans Am, and it's a freak show converter out of Abilene, Texas. I messaged the guy on Facebook, and I guess that's the stall. So it was only like a 2600 stall. And it actually seemed way looser than my Yank 3600 did. I don't think the Yank 3600 that I bought, the SS Yank 3600, I don't think that thing was near as loose as it should have been. Because I don't know, people that trap lower than me in the quarter mile and even run slower than me in the quarter mile are cutting better 60 foots than I was. So that converter was way too tight. Even for the nitrous, it was way too tight. But I messaged the guy at Freak Show. Sorry about that. And they said they would restall it for $125. And they recommended a 3800 stall. So that's what I'm going to do. I wish we'd have known that before. We wouldn't have bought the Circle D for Christopher's car, but his has a good Circle D 4000 stall in it, and it's working good on motor and nitrous, so that's a good thing. But honestly, with it being the holidays and everything like that, on a really tight budget, I'm trying to get this thing done. I was going to just go with one of those 3800 or the 4100 Jegs XLD that's good for nitrous and trans brake, and I guess it's good up to 800 horsepower. And even with the nitrous can only go up to 250 shot on this car. Even with that only puts me at 650. So there's a lot of wiggle room there. But yeah, we're going to send that converter in, get it reflashed to a 3800. And he said it was good for nitrous and trans brake, and would handle up to 800 horsepower, just like the Jegs brand does. I got a buddy that runs the Jegs brand in his car, and it works really good. But if I wasn't going to do this, that was the route I was going to take. I really wanted to go Circle D, but it is what it is. But that's what we're going to do. And then this weekend, I might work on these heads just to clean them up. I'm not sure, because for that LT1 build over there, we got on the motor stand for the car parked out front. It's still waiting on parts that are on back order. So more than likely, I don't have nothing else to do this weekend. I think it's going to be pretty nice for December. I think I'm gonna get that torque converter shipped out tomorrow. But I think I'm gonna change the cam in this one right there where it sets and get the intake sent out. We're gonna change the cam to a nitrous cam, spec by Tick Performance by Jonathan Atkins. It runs the grub worm. And we're going to put that cam in there, and then we're going to send the intake out to Lloyd Elliott and have him port it. Because the intake, the runners aren't as big as the runners on the head, so there's like a big step there. So you know that's got to be hurting airflow. So definitely going to match that up to the head and port the intake out a little bit. And then it's going to get a standalone for the nitrous. And then we're going to get it dyno tuned again on the nitrous and on the motor again with the new cam and the head intake porting. So that's the stall the Camaro's going to get, and that's what we're going to do to the Trans Am. So hopefully I'll get a video of taking the cam out of this. Y'all have a good one.